All right. I heard the good word, recording in progress. So
That's right.
for watching this recording, we want to thank you first of all. I'm Lee Prock, and this is Carey Roberts. So just a real quick thing. Carey, just tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe real quick.
Yeah, I'm Carey. Hi, everyone who I don't know, but Lee and I have actually known each other for 17 years, maybe 18, however long it is. I can't math today, but it's been an awesome journey to kind of grow in the area, in the community, and kind of get to do life together, if you will.
Yeah, I love it. We used to pastor the Roberts family back in Winchester, Virginia. We reconnected because of this health business and health thing. First, we didn't know what it was. I didn't think of it as a business at the time. I just thought it's a thing my wife's doing. But anyway, that's how we reconnected. And my wife and I have said many times, we actually get to spend more time with them than we did before.
That's
we were in
so
the same
true.
town in the same church on Sunday morning. This is
So
pretty
true.
cool, right? So anyway, so first of all, Carey, you've had maybe we'll drop maybe some in comments or someplace where it'd be easier for people to see like before and after the transition that you've experienced in your. Got to be careful how you say those words, but the transformation that you experienced going from where you were, you're a great human being that needed to drop a couple pounds, right, to where you are. Which I remember one time your wife said that told everybody, took a picture, said we're shooting an Old Spice commercial, and it's so believable. Everybody lit up their phone like, yeah, that's awesome. He'd be great. he looks like the Old Spice man now. It's awesome, man. But anyway, so that I love that part. But let's start with the beginning. There's that point, that you're overweight. Maybe you can elaborate just a touch, and then you actually go in and all right, I want to do that. I want to take a stab at this thing and just talk a little bit about that process.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people would call that a tipping point. But if you would have said that to me then, I would have thought you were referencing a cow, which wouldn't have been far off from the point. So for me, I was 282, right? And Andre and I, we had tried other things to get ourselves in order. In fact, the doctors had been scolding me for a number of years because I was pre-diabetic and I had sleep apnea, and just the list goes on. High blood pressure, this, that, and the other. And that's not how she met me. I was thinner. I was, 185 when she met me originally in college. So there was a real chance she could sue me for false advertising, right? At that point. So anyway, back in 2018, when we started our new journey, the biggest thing for me was I didn't know what to expect. I didn't realize that at that point, I had almost come to a place of hopelessness because we had done a couple other things out there that, yeah, I lost 20 pounds, but I gained it back when I was done with what I thought my goal was, plus 20, right? And I went through the cycle a couple of times. And, I was actually really fortunate that my A1C and my blood pressure had only gotten to where it was, considering. So fast forward, 4 or 5 months. It was September 2018 when we started. By March or February, I had lost 50 pounds. And it was so stark. It wasn't even so much the weight loss, right? My wife was more concerned about the health implications and just seeing me kind of deteriorate. But just in that short period of time. Now, again, first of all, results aren't typical because every human body is different. But for me personally, my personal experience, what's unique was sleep apnea. I had to go to the ER because I had chest pain. And after doing some tests, they found nothing wrong with my heart. My blood pressure was great. And they were a little confused when they looked at my stats because I had just done, same Winchester Medical Center systems. I had just done a physical in the fall, and they didn't understand how I was 50 pounds lighter. And then they looked at it, I said I had sleep apnea. And they said, we're going to ask you to not use your machine for the next 3 days because we think that the airflow is too much back pressure on your lungs right now. So we need you to get another sleep study. With that much weight loss, has probably affected it. True enough, 2 days after that, all chest pain was gone. I took another sleep study. I don't have sleep apnea, or didn't have sleep apnea at that point. And I went on to lose another, 40 pounds for a total of 90 pounds by the end of spring.
Yeah, total of 90 pounds. And I just want to say, we don't advertise even about the sleep apnea part. It's just one of those things there hasn't been an official study on. But obviously, as the human body gets healthy, and this is what we do advertise, we get you healthy. We can help you with that. Get healthy. It's amazing what your body will do as you get healthy. Typical things like you were pre-diabetic, but you're not pre-diabetic at this point. I look at you and you're the picture of health. There's so many things that I just love what this has done for you personally. I can imagine how you've shown up differently as a dad. Just talk about that for a sec.
Yeah, I mean, Lee hit the nail on the head there, right? The biggest thing is that when it comes to health, your health is not a scale number, and it's not even the conditions that, like for me, I went through. Those are all symptoms of really the underlying issues, the habits that kind of built to it. So what's interesting is, yeah, 90 pounds, that's fun. But what's more fun, my favorite moment, I was trying to remember it earlier today because I did a live on Facebook on this. And I want to say it was like 2 years ago. My daughter and I, she was about 8 then, we were riding a bicycle on the trail together. And I was walking and I was trying to keep up with her, but I guess she thought I was trying to race her. So she's on a bicycle and I'm walking. I end up going into a power walk just to keep up with her. And she decides to take off. And I'm like, yeah, let's take this new body out for a spin. So I start running and I smoke her. Man, that was so gratifying, right? I know. Shame on me for bragging about smoking an 8-year-old on a bicycle. I get it. But the best part of the story wasn't the fact that that I had run for the first time in over a decade. The best part was I got to the end of the road before her. I turned around and looked, and she could have cared less. Up until that point, I don't know that I could have recalled a bigger grin. And when she got there, I asked what she was smiling about. And in her 8 years of life, she had never seen her father run. She had never seen her father do anything athletic.
Wow.
Right? A few days after that was the first time I'd been on a trampoline since I was a kid. And I almost did a flip. And again, same grin because she had never seen, me do anything like that.
Yeah. I love hearing that. That reminded me when I had little kids and I was jumping on the trampoline. This is long before I started on my health journey. I just remember being, oh my God, I'm going to die. I could do it, but it was at the verge of death's door that I could do it. And then much, much later, much older on my health journey, dropped a few pounds, doing better in many ways. Some friends' kids are like, hey, jump on the trampoline. I'm like, sure. And I'm thinking, man, let's see. And it was fun. And I didn't feel like I was going to die. So
right.
I can relate to that. And I didn't even mean to bring that in, but when you said that, I just remembered you can, of course, I'm thinking there will be a day, hard to believe, right? From where I sit right now, I'll be a grandpa. And I want to be able to jump on the trampoline. I know you do too. So love that. I love that so much. And so you got healthy, you're a better dad, and I didn't even think about that. That's the first time in your daughter's life she saw you run at 8 years of age. She's like, there goes Dad. I bet she was proud. That had to just, I mean, I can see why she is smiling now. I can imagine it because I've seen you run, brother, and you can get it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to be doing a Spartan race here in May, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Join us if you want to have some fun. So
absolutely. It's been a blast.
Yeah. So you got healthier, show up better as a dad, and then you decided to become a health coach. What caused that to go from, hey, this is great for me, now I'm going to help somebody else?
Man, I mean, there's so many things here. The simplest answer is my wife actually started. Her aunt asked her to help her with health. Similarly, I had friends kind of reach out. It started off with a curiosity, like, hey, what are you doing? Then, hey, you look great. And then you kept it off a while. Could you help me? I think the biggest thing for me were people who, reached out and said, hey, I lost weight because I saw what you did and you inspired me. And they just had simple questions. And so how selfish would it be, right? The main motivation for me losing weight was not actually the scale. That was a side effect. Main motivation was to be able to show up better for my family, which is why that smile with my daughter was so great, is to show up better for my wife, right? So that they had more of me longer, for a better quality of life, for a longer life, right? Yeah. How selfish of me to not allow my friends and family that I supposedly care about to have the same opportunity, right? So for me, of course, if I can help them, yeah, I can help them. Now, I'm not a licensed medical practitioner, but this is actually a program by a licensed medical practitioner, right? Yeah. And so we always partner with doctors and we always help friends and family. And we've got scores of people that we've helped now over the last few years between my wife and I. That, I mean, being able to, you talk about testimonies, it's often the little things that people take for granted. Being able to sit into an airplane seat, right? Like one seat, mind you. Right? That's not something that some people really think about, or a roller coaster with their kid for the first time. right? When you hear those kind of stories and you realize you actually made an impact on someone else's life for the better,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to turn your nose at that.
That's awesome. I've watched from a distance, and I've met some of those people that you're talking about, and you guys have done such a wonderful job in not only your own health journey, but helping others start down their road towards health and being better parents, being better spouses. And I appreciate you just taking some time and sharing about that. And one of the things that a lot of people, when they watch this, they're going to want to know, what did you do and how did you do it? And I think you can reach out to Carey, you can reach out to me, but just put up your hand and say, yeah, can we talk? Because it all starts with an individual conversation. We don't have here's a brochure, here's a website, because it's so individual. We want to start with a conversation, not with a billboard, if you will. So yeah, please get some information. Let us just start a conversation and see where it goes from there. The other thing that I just wanted to bring up was you guys and your family is beautiful and amazing. And I just really appreciate, your wife's been on a health journey, transformed her health. You've been on it. Your kids have watched it. Now they're seeing you run, and kids that get to see their parents do something besides waddle and watch TV are going to grow up being more active. So you've changed the generation, and it's going to ripple to generations after. And so your beautiful family is going to just ripple on in this beautiful wave of health and vitality. And just like people reached out to you and saying, hey, what are you doing? They're going to be doing the same thing. People are going to be inspired to live healthier, whether or not they get on our program. Some are going to find their own way maybe, but there's just an inspiration that just flows out of your family that's beautiful. And I just want to bless that and say thank you for doing that. Appreciate you guys, and appreciate you so much, Carey. Love you.
I appreciate you and love you too, man. If it wasn't for you all leading the way, I mean, we wouldn't have, like I said, I got cynical. And so you all are a beacon of hope as well. Always have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that. Talk about the cynical part. Like when my wife said she was going to do it, I'm like, oh, brother, here we go again. She tried a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah.
And then when she said she was going to be a coach, I was like, inwardly, right? Outwardly, I'm like, sure, baby, go ahead, do that.
That's exactly it. Well, especially nowadays, everything's so saturated with gimmicks, and you can find just about any Instagram thing. But real people with real results, for real impact, is what all we care about.
Absolutely. So if we can help you, let us, and we love you. All right. Blessings to your family.
Awesome. You too. Can't wait to run that Spartan with you, bro.
Can't wait. I'm going to find this stop recording button here in a second. I will learn how to do this like I know what I'm doing someday, but not today. Have a great one.
See ya.